Okay, that's definitely a successful start. I'd like to begin today's video right at the beginning with a question from a viewer. What do you honestly think you have to do in order to hit the ball straight? Please, right now, take a moment and comment down below what you truly think you need to do to hit the ball straight. Because that is exactly what today is all about. I really hope that you've already commented down below what your opinion is. From my perspective, it takes three things. It requires control over the club face. It needs the right swing path and the corresponding angle of attack. And the coolest thing about today's video is that there's one drill for all three things I just mentioned. And this one drill includes all 3 points. And that is, as I've already said and think, really, really cool. Namely, today is about the umbrella drill. Okay, today is a beautiful day. It's sunny, so I don't need an umbrella, but I'm still thinking about the umbrella. Because today is all about the umbrella drill. And this drill, this thought will help you hit your ball much straighter. It will help you hit significantly more greens and significantly more fairways. And that's really what it's all about, right? Yes, please comment down below now whether that's what matters or not. What's your opinion? What's the most important thing in golf? I think it's very important that you put well and that you're able to hit fairways and greens. Second shot on the par 4. There are only 55 meters left on this nearly 340 meter long par 4. Second shot with the lob wedge. Go. Yes, and there it is. The first really good birdie chance of the day. Actually not a difficult putt. And there it is, the first birdie of the day. And all regular viewers know how, let's say, susceptible I am to buying putters. But I actually think I've found a putter that I'll be playing with for longer. And that's really, even for me when I say it out loud, a little surprising. I hope you can see it quite well here on the camera, but I have the new Evanroll putter here with the new grooves, which first of all look really cool, but at the same time also have the function of correcting the length on off-center or off-center hit putts, so it corrects and adjusts the length, so that all balls, no matter where they are hit, travel the same distance. And at the same time, with these special grooves, which have a little more space here in the middle, you also get side spin on the ball. That means it also travels much straighter. I have the model here. I'll show it here very briefly. ER8. And what I especially like about this one is this long line, because I feel that with this long line, I can really, really aim well. And yet you'll say, thank you very much, dear Philip, for this little putter excursion, but today I'm concerned with the umbrella drill. What kind of drill is that and what is it all about? Yes, with the umbrella drill, you will be able to control your club face, control your swing path, and also control your angle of attack in the future. And if you control these 3 points well, then I can guarantee you, then you will hit really straight balls. And that's exactly what I want to teach you today. Because today is about a very special drill, about the umbrella drill. And the umbrella drill is only about one thing, namely that you imagine your club is an umbrella. It's opened up here at the top like this, and your only task is to get your head under the umbrella. Yes, but of course not in this particular position. No, not here, but rather in your finish. Because if you are able to swing here, in your finish, where your club shaft is actually parallel to your spine, and where your club head is positioned above your head, you will notice a difference. Well, then you've managed to swing correctly without using your forearms too much, without rolling your forearms too much. Because if you were to roll your forearms, then, and I think you can see it quite well, my head is not under the umbrella, and that would be a ball that would probably go off to the left, because you close the club face in an uncontrolled manner. And I don't want to see that at all. No, instead, I'd like to ask you to try to get into this position without much rotation of the forearms, where your club head lands above your head and where your club shaft is parallel to your spine during the follow-through. That is exactly the umbrella drill. And if you incorporate this feeling and if you do this exercise correctly, then first of all, yes, congratulations. Then you're already one step further. Then you're already on the way to becoming a better golfer. But if the ball should perhaps veer off to the right, well, then I'd like to ask you to check your arm structure, first of all. I know I've said it 100,000 times how important the arm structure is, but I'd like to mention it once more, please. Always look at it, or rather, always make sure that your left arm, as a right-handed golfer, is rotated 45 degrees inward. That's 0. That would be 90. Half would be exactly 45 degrees. And it's about the entire arm, not just the forearm. No, your upper arm is also rotated in. With the right arm, the whole thing looks like this. The upper arm is rotated outward. The memory aid is you're going to donate blood and you just hold out the crook of your arm so that the doctor can take blood from you. And your forearm is, as they say, pronated. That's supination, that's pronation. It doesn't need any, well, how should I say, terms that one doesn't understand. No, you just go donate blood to the doctor and cut bread with your right hand. And if you're able to do that, your right arm is in the correct position. And with the right arm, which is correctly in position, and with the left arm, which is rotated in 45 degrees, you control your club face 100%. If you are indeed able to perform the umbrella drill correctly. That means if you're able to get through here without much forearm rotation. And that's exactly what I'd like to ask of you. And if you control your club face, then all that's left is the swing path and the angle of attack. And that is very, very simple, because you only have to remember that your left arm in the backswing movement, if this were 0 degrees, goes back 30 degrees. Because that would be a neutral backswing on the correct plane. With that, you'd be able to swing through without having to perform any manipulations. And that's exactly what I'm concerned with. I want you to really not have to compensate for anything anymore in the future with your swing. You swing as naturally as possible, and for that you just need the backswing. The question often comes up, well, dear Philip, what do I actually do with my arms during the follow-through? And the best part about the whole thing is they just stay exactly as you place them in the setup. And that's actually the simplest thing that you can do. Of course, the club gets angled a bit radially, but all of that happens all by itself in the subconscious. So that's actually a really simple thing. Let the hands, let the arms just be the way they are. And if your arms stay in that position, your backswing will fit perfectly. And then it's just about the feeling of the umbrella. And I'd like to, well, show that, demonstrate it now. The umbrella drill. My task is simply to have my head land under the umbrella during the downswing. And don't worry, it's anything but easy for me as well. Because when I started golfing, that was completely normal. Who am I actually? I'm a PGA teaching professional. I've been teaching golf for 16 years and playing golf for over 30 years. And I can tell you one thing. I've learned more and more every single year. And somehow I'm starting to understand the game of golf more and more. Yes, that was a little digression. Now it's about the umbrella drill, which I'd like to demonstrate now. Par 3, 155 meters, I have an 8-iron in my hand. But it's much, much more about the umbrella drill. And that is a really, really successful golf shot. In the end, the ball lies quite well on the green, next to the flag. And yet I felt, and I hope you can see it a bit in the slow motion shot, that I cheated a little. My forearms were rotating, and then I realized, I belong somewhere here. The goal, of course, is to land in the umbrella position in one go. And that's exactly what I want to pass on to you. And I too will continue to work in the future on getting through the ball with less rotation, because the rotation of the forearms affects the club face position. And the club face position, in turn, is significantly responsible for the starting direction and for the direction in general. I can guarantee you that. It's definitely a very slight uphill slope, and the ball should break a little bit from left to right. And there it is, the second birdie of the day. Regular viewers of my channel know that I've already gone through a few putting crises, but this putter seems to be working very, very well, at least for the moment. Evanroll ER8. And since I was just talking about regular viewers of my channel, for that very reason, I'd like to remind you once again, please don't forget to subscribe. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because that's the only way you'll always be notified when a new video is online. So please subscribe right now and hit the bell right next to it, because that's the only way you'll be notified when a new video is online. So please do that right away, and let's move on to a par 3. We have a relatively short but beautiful par 3 here. It's only 130 meters, we have a crosswind, and I've decided on a pitching wedge. For irons, I'm using the Takamo 201T MK2 irons. I'm a big fan of those too, but I don't want to go into more detail about that now, or rather, I don't want to go into that further. On the contrary, I'd like to use this hole now to briefly repeat everything I've talked about or mentioned today. I'd like to recap it all very quickly. So please be sure to pay attention to your arm structure and your grip. Make sure that you take a proper backswing. That your left arm, if you want to play a straight shot, is positioned at 30 degrees. 30 degrees to the ball's target line. This would be 0, this would be 45, and that's exactly 30. If your arm is further forward, you'll tend to hit a slight fade. And if your left arm is further back, you'll tend to get a slight draw. So that's just very, very important to know. So now we're moving on to this short par 3. It's only 130 meters and it's a bit downhill. That's why my pitching wedge should fit quite well. Long story short, the last point and the crucial point is to work without forearm rotation. No forearm rotation means my club face always stays neutral to the swing direction. And with that, by controlling the club face, you'll be able to determine the starting direction, to determine it repeatably. Not just once, not just twice, no, quite often. 8 out of 10 times, I'd say, is a pretty good rate. And if your ball starts correctly 8 out of 10 times, well, then I can congratulate you, because you're likely much more consistent than you are today. And that is exactly the goal of today's video. It's about controlling the club face. It's about the arm structure, and it's about, well, last but not least, the umbrella drill. And that's also what this hole is all about. I'm trying to get to this point. That is my goal. I like to do it 2 or 3 times before the shot, just to get a feel for it and to get that feeling into my short-term memory. This is where I want to be. This is the umbrella drill. I won't quite succeed. Why? Because I've done it wrong for years, but it's getting better. Every time. Yes, another very solid golf shot, I would say. A little short, but solid. Shot 2. I have a gap wedge in my hand now. This is about controlling the radius. There are other videos on my channel for that, but it should work now. Not a bad shot. And yet there's still a little work left for par, as I like to say. Yes, there it is. And on that note, I'd like to thank you very much for watching. As always, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And then we'll see each other. Until then, I wish you a great game and a wonderful evening.